What's going on, everybody? Keith here, Two Guys How To. June's in the Kawasaki Mule golf cart. Customer's ready to pick this up. We recommended a new starter for it. Reason being, June just ran it, started up fine, came around to the front of the shop here to actually put the new starter on. And let's try it again. You can hear it down there. It's just doing nothing. Let's try it one more time. And if your Mule is doing this, chances are the starter is just going to go down. And that's it right there. Easy to get to. Just disconnect the battery and at least take one of the grounds off. And let's get busy and swap this out. We got a new starter off of eBay from some buyer. I can't remember who it was. It's around maybe 50 bucks, and they're all from China regardless. So here it is, brand new. Looks good. It's got nice shiny, looks like a motor paint on it, so I like that. And actually on these Mules, the number, let's see if we can find it on this box for you guys. It says warning, made in China, and it's a 18450, N as in Nancy. So let's get busy. June's going to get the tools, and we're going to show you real quick how to put the starter on it. If yours is doing this, it's simple. Don't take it to the shop, do it yourself. And let's get busy and grab that thing, yank it off of there, put the new one on, and get paid to have this thing out of the shop. All right, June's going to start off. He's taking that, which wire are you taking off? Just the ground? Yeah, just take off the ground wire. Any one of the wires off the battery, just make sure it's disconnected there. That way that thing doesn't go off and pinch your finger in there and rip your finger off. So once we get that disconnected, we no longer have any power going to the starter, and we have no longer we have power going to the switch, the key switch. And let's just double check real quick here. Nothing. So we're going to go ahead and just disconnect some of these wires on the starter. You can see it. We flipped the bed up of the unit, and it's right in there, right next to the oil check tube. 12 mil. And that's, looks like it's a 12 millimeter. And we're just going to disconnect this positive side right here. That's the 12. And it's got just one little slip off plug right here that we'll pull off. Go ahead and get that off. Boom, it's out of the way. We'll go ahead and clean that, put some grease in that as well. And start taking this apart and getting the starter out of here real fast. And we know the starter is good. The relay's kicking too. The relay of the starter is good. What's happened is the Bendix gear inside there isn't kicking out as much. And it looks like it's got the Denso, possibly original starter that's on here. So we're gonna go ahead and take that off of there. He's gonna disconnect it from the flywheel. Pretty hard, huh? Yeah, I think that's the original starter on there. So we got one bolt there and one bolt. Where's the other one? Right there. Yeah, way down on the bottom. So let's go ahead and crack that other bolt, take those two bolts out, and it looks like the oil dipstick might be in the way. We might have to get that up and out of there, which means you're going to need a seal or some glue there. Hopefully not. Let's loosen it up and see what happens. He's got a 6-inch extension on that 1/4-inch drive. And he went down underneath the starter to get to that other bolt. It's all the way up in the front towards the flywheel in that area. And it's just a long haul, so you got that extension on there. Looks like maybe a 4 or 5-inch extension. Get that second bolt out. We're gonna see if we can worm this out without taking that oil check tube off of there. Hopefully it just comes right up and out of there sideways slightly. So just take those two bolts out, disconnect the wires. We got the battery disconnected. And let's see if we can pull this thing gently up and out of here without removing the oil check tube. All right, that's one bolt down from the very bottom. It looks like it's a 10 millimeter bolt that holds that oil check stick on there. And I think we can just loosen that and pull this back. If we have to, we'll pop it up out of there. Hopefully that seal is okay. I'm gonna get a little WD-40 and spray it down around that seal just in case we gotta take this up and out of there while June gets that second bolt. All right, let's hit that with a little juice. the bolt and down at the grommet right there. Just in case we got to take them off. I want to shake the starter and see if it even moves.
Stuck.
Totally stuck, huh? I'll have to hit it with the rubber mallet. I think we're gonna have to unloosen that oil check tube. It's like a 10 mil.
Right up against it.
Yeah, it's right up against it. There's basically no clearance when you look at it right down here. It's almost touching it. Let's go ahead and just lightly get that, undo that. So far we've used, what, 12 mil on the 2 bolts.
And 10 mil.
And a 10 mil here. We actually had, and then one 12 mil for the starter wire, the hot wire going to it. Yeah, you can see the oil check tube's already starting to move. If we have to, we'll pull it up out of there. But might need a little dead blow hammer just to hit that starter lightly, just to get it to free up. All right, so we got the oil tube loosened up. We got this dead blow hammer. It's got sand inside of it. Make sure there's not a third bolt before we tap on it at all. Wouldn't think those other 2 would go all the way through. Just want to give it a light tap and just see. See if she comes off there, June. Yep. Got it loose. It's starting to loosen up.
So good.
It's been on there for so long.
Yeah, it's come out
Slowly, you can see it. Let's show them right there. It's starting to come out between the back of the flywheel. Got a little spray back there.
I got it now.
He's got it there. There we go. The question is will it come out without removing the oil dipstick? Check.
Yeah, I think you got to pull it out. So you got to pull it out.
It should just come up out of there gently. There we go, just like that. And just be careful not to knock anything down. Now you want a rag to put over that hole. All right, so we put a rag down over that oil hole and out comes the starter. It's got a, just, yeah, remember where that is. Was that a wire hold down bracket?
Didn't go to this, it's just laying there.
Huh. We'll have to check it. Maybe somebody was working on it before us. So there it is. You can see inside the flywheel. I'm going to get June the new starter here. Match it up. Make sure they're the same. The plug on the back. One plug. Looks the same. Looks good.
Looks the same.
Yep. Just shove it right on in there. It'll go in, that nose cone will go right back up into there. 2 bolts to hold it in.
Mulch.
Yeah, a bunch of mulch in there and debris. You want some anti-seize on those bolts? I'll go ahead and get the anti-seize and we'll get this bolted back up. Got some anti-seize grease we put on the tips of the bolts right here by Permatex. You can see we just got a little teeny dab on there. That way it'll come out way easier later. And really put it back in the same exact way. Don't forget that the hot wire right there. We'll get some dielectric grease there. And we're gonna clean this connection thoroughly here that goes into that solenoid. It just plugs right in right there. So let me let June bolt that up. I'm gonna get some screwdriver, small screwdriver for that, to clean that insert there on the plug, and some dielectric grease for the hot wire. And we'll try to fire this up here in a second and make sure it fires up right. All right, we got the starter bolted in. We're ready to put this oil dipstick back down in there, and you can see it's just a rubber O-ring around there. So June cleaned it down in the motor. We're gonna spray a little WD-40 around there just so the gasket goes in nice and sweet. Yep, good to go. It should go right back in as easy as it came out. And you just want to push it in there gently. Don't force it in, just push it back in. It'll pop back in. And it should line up where that bracket goes right back in the motor there again with that 10mm bolt. You want any C's on that bolt or no? There's some around the edge. You could probably just grab it right there. There you go. Got them. A little bit of anti-seize on that. We've got some wire brushes and some cleaner for that connection. We don't have electrical cleaner, but we're gonna use a throttle body air intake cleaner. This will clean up that wire connection good. And we've got some wire brushes and little pokers that are on this wire brush carburetor kit. We're gonna go down in that connection and make sure it's clean in there. Spray it, clean it, spray it again, and use a little bit of this dielectric grease on the connection. So once June gets that done, we'll go ahead and clean up this last two connections here and see if she fires up. You want to clean that one little plug while we're here, June. The connector plug there. If you hold it up, I can spray it. And there's a little wire, like a little strip of wire, almost like a guitar string, goes down in there, and it'll just clean it out. Make sure the connection's good. Spray it one more time. Looks pretty good. All right, here's some grease. We're almost out, but 13. We'll go ahead and grease this connection back with some of the dielectric, as well as put some here on this positive. And on this new starter, it's a 13mm bolt, not a 12. So we're gonna go ahead and take that off. There we go, there's some dielectric grease there. It plugs in right underneath that top main hot wire bolt. Boom. And let's go ahead and connect the last but not least right here with the 13mm. We're gonna put some dielectric on both sides of this. It looks pretty clean. If yours is dirty, hit it with some emery cloth or a wire brush. And it's gonna go right there. Pull the electric boot back over it, hook the battery up, and we're good to go. All right, last bolt. June put some grease in there as well. And we can go ahead and get this done. Get the battery hooked back up. And fire should be in the hole. This thing should fire right up. So I'm gonna let June hook up the battery. And for 50 bucks and a little bit of time. All right, starter's in, battery's hooked up, everything's tight, everything's greased. Here's the moment of truth. Let's fire it up. There she goes. Nice sounding, looks clean. Customer should be happy. And we're gonna give him the old starter just as a backup. He can have all of his old parts back. And there it is. Let's turn it off, try it one more time. And then we can call this guy and tell him to cut us a check. Beautiful. So that's it, we're out of here. We're sweating. It's like 90 some odd degrees out here. And Keith, that's June. Put the starter on that Kawasaki Mule or any other piece of equipment that you have. Don't spend that money, do it yourself. Save that money to buy another part. Check out the other videos. We're out of here. Peace out. Later. What's up, Iggy? Talk to him before I shut the video down. Oh yeah. Yep. You're not a pig, you're a lawyer. He's not a pig, he's a lawyer. Peace.
I'm not a pig, I'm a lawyer.